The starship Harmony descended through the crimson atmosphere of Keth Prime, its hull gleaming with Earth's diplomatic insignia. Below, the alien capital sprawled across the horizon-spiring biotowers that pulsed with bioluminescent veins, defensive platforms bristling with plasma cannons, and military craft hovering like metallic wasps around the city's perimeter. Ambassador Chen stepped from the diplomatic shuttle, his navy uniform crisp despite the 3-week journey. Behind him emerged his bodyguard, a silent giant in matte black armor, face hidden behind a reflective visor. The human moved with predatory grace, each step calculated, hands never straying far from concealed weapons. The Kethron guards flanking the landing platform exchanged nervous clicks in their native tongue. One of them, a 4-armed warrior with scarred chitin plates, leaned toward his companion. Why bring a killer to a peace summit? The human's visor turned fractionally in their direction. The aliens fell silent. Ambassador Chen approached the towering entrance to the convergence chamber, where representatives from 12 star systems awaited. The bioarchitectural doors dilated open like a massive iris, revealing a circular amphitheater carved from living coral. Alien delegates occupied tiered seats, the insectoid cat, the gelatinous fourth collective, the crystalline Zephyrid soul, watching as the humans entered. General Vex, the supreme commander of the Kethron war fleets, dominated the central His mandibles clicked with disdain as he gestured toward the bodyguard. Ambassador Chen, your reputation precedes you, but why insult us by bringing a warrior to discuss peace? Chen settled into his designated seat, the bodyguard positioning himself 3 steps behind and to the right. Perfect vantage point, clear lines of fire to all threats. Where I come from, General, peace and strength walk hand in hand. Vexter's compound eyes glittered. Your species has been at war for millennia. What could primitives like you teach civilized beings about peace? The bodyguard's helmet tilted 1 degree, a barely perceptible movement that somehow filled the chamber with tension. Chen's smile never wavered. We've learned that some conversations require ... emphasis. Hours passed. The talk stalled repeatedly as alien delegates raised objections, made demands, walked out dramatically only to return. Chen remained patient, professional, offering concessions and alternatives. The bodyguard never moved, never spoke, but his presence weighed on the room like a gravitational field. In the orbital command center above Keth Prime, Admiral Jekska watched her fleet formations through tactical displays. 12 dreadnoughts, 47 destroyers, and countless support craft surrounded the single human vessel that had brought the diplomats. One word from her, and the Harmony would become expanding plasma. She activated her personal communicator. Phase 2 is authorized. Vexter stood abruptly in the chamber below. Enough of this charade. You humans mistake our hospitality for weakness. His guards raised their weapons, crystalline rifles that hummed with lethal energy. The chamber's exits sealed with a resonant clang. Emergency lighting bathed everything in hellish ray. More Kethron warriors poured through hidden passages surrounding the human delegation. Chen sighed, checking his chronometer. General, you're making a terrible mistake. The mistake was yours. Vexter sneered. Coming here with 1 bodyguard. Did you think we feared a single human? The bodyguard stepped forward. For the first time, he spoke, his voice a gravelly whisper that carried clearly through the chamber's acoustics. 1 is enough. What happened next would be analyzed by military strategists across the galaxy for decades. The human moved like liquid lightning, his armor systems fully engaging. Personal shields flared to life as plasma bolts seared the air where he'd been standing microseconds before. The first, Kethron, died with a sound like snapping twigs, neck broken with surgical precision. The second managed to fire once before the bodyguard's plasma blade removed his head. The third attempted to retreat and found the human already behind him, moving through the chamber like a force of nature. Chen sat calmly in his chair, occasionally checking his watch, as chaos erupted around him. Alien warriors tried desperately to coordinate their attacks, but the bodyguard had studied their tactics, their weaknesses, their anatomy. Every movement was efficient, every strike was lethal. 3 minutes. That's how long it took for the screaming to stop. When the emergency lighting finally stabilized, 127 alien warriors lay dead or dying. The surviving delegates cowered behind overturned tables, weapons abandoned, several openly weeping. The human bodyguard stood exactly where he'd started, armor splattered with alien blood but otherwise unmarked. Chen rose smoothly, straightening his tie. "I believe we were discussing territorial boundaries." The chamber's communication systems crackled to life. Every screen, every display, every personal communicator throughout the star system received the same message. Footage of the massacre, transmitted by hidden cameras. The human diplomat's calm voice accompanied the images. "The Terran Federation offers peace to all civilized species, those who prefer violence." "Well, you've seen the alternative." Admiral Jekska stared at her tactical displays in horror. Her fleet commanders were requesting orders, but she could only watch as the human dreadnought Retribution powered up its weapon systems. Not to attack, simply to demonstrate that it could. "Stand down," she whispered. Then, louder, "All fleets, stand down immediately." In the chamber, Vexor approached the negotiation table on unsteady legs. His surviving warriors had thrown down their arms. The other alien delegates watched in stunned silence as he picked up the peace treaty with trembling claws. Where do we sign?" he managed. Chun smiled warmly, offering him a pen. "Right here, General. Welcome to the Age of Peace." The bodyguard remained motionless behind the ambassador's chair, visor reflecting the chamber's lights like the eyes of a patient predator. He'd spoken once during the entire mission. Once had been enough. Within 6 hours, every hostile fleet in the sector had surrendered. The war that had raged for 3 decades ended not with massive battles or prolonged sieges, but with 3 minutes of absolute, overwhelming violence delivered by a single human who never even removed his helmet. Ambassador Chen filed his mission report during the journey home. "Under casualties sustained," he wrote, 0. Under mission objectives achieved, he simply wrote, "0." The bodyguard sat in the ship's armory, methodically cleaning alien blood from his armor. Tomorrow there would be another diplomatic mission, another chance to demonstrate that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their ships. It was their unwavering commitment to making peace the only rational choice.